who were your biggest, who was that defensive, the nose tackle or the defensive tackle that you had the nastiest scraps with? Was there a player on the Redskins or the Giants?
Well, the way, let me put it to you this way. I would say that the toughest player was two tough middle linebackers, because back then they had a 4-3 defense, which means that I was with a middle linebacker. And I would have to say that in the NFC, it was Dick Butkus without question. The Ray Nitschke, he wasn't a Girl Scout though. I mean, these are the best of the best.
Yeah.
And I would say Dick Butkus was the one that gave me the most trouble.
Really?
He was big on trying to intimidate. And then as a defensive tackle, defensive lineman, for me, Bob Lilly was just unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's not taking anything away from Merlin Olsen, Alan Page, all those guys, Joe Green, they were really phenomenal players. But, the one that gave me the most trouble, they all gave me trouble, but was Bob Lilly. He was the quickest, fastest. Oh. And, I just, they gave me a pass. I was allowed to hold them for 2 seconds with my holding his jersey just to try to get to him. So those were the players that I really remember the most of, and gave me a lot of difficulty.
You only played against him once. Willie Lanier was somebody that you thought was a great player.
Right. Yeah, he was again a different type of player. He was very, very quick, and they had Buck Buchanan and Curly Culp, who was a Hall of Famer. The D tackles. Now, they treated it like, or Willie Lanier had two Bengal tigers in front of him, and he could tell them what to do to keep me off of him, and he was quick enough to get to the ball carrier before I got to him, because of the way they had it set up. He was probably the fastest middle linebacker that I ever played against.
Wow. He
was just, he'd hit you too, but you had to get to him to hit him. So he was quick. Where Butkus would go out of his way to hit you, even though he's not going to get any points for it. He just likes to do it to try to intimidate.
Going back to Bob Lilly, I can imagine that the rivalry was just as nasty then as it is now with the Cowboys.
Well, I would say when I started with it, it was just at the beginning of that rivalry, because all but one game in the 6 years I was with the Eagles, we lost 5 of the 6 games. We played them twice a year, and he was just it was just a nightmare to play against the Cowboys, and that rivalry just kept getting worse and worse and worse. So, it was almost scary to go down to a game when the Cowboys were playing in the what was the head coach, Buddy
Ryan.
Buddy Ryan. And he would agitate it and make it even worse.
I think it's been a rivalry since the beginning, because there were some early hits with the early Cowboys. They hit Timmy Brown, who was a star with the Eagles before Mike got there in the early 60s, and severely damaged his knee. He was a Hall of Fame type player, and none of the Eagles ever forgot that hit. I think it was on a kickoff, because he was a great kickoff returner. And then, of course, the Eagles lost so much to them that I don't know how big a rivalry it was for the Cowboys, but Dick Vermeil was the one that really started it when it really took off, because he started to beat the Cowboys. And that's when the rivalry, I think, really kicked in, because now the Eagles were winning some games. And that was the game the team he knew he had to beat when he came to Philly were the Cowboys. And then, of course, as Mike said, Buddy just added fuel to the fire and was there pretty much toward the end of Tom Landry's career. And Tom Landry had been there the whole time. I mean, that's the other thing. He had been to the one stable, stable thing that never changed with the Cowboys. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, one of my real close friends, Tom Smeagol, is from Philly, lived there for 50 plus years, diehard Eagles fan. And if he could only have 2 wins a year, both of them had to be the Cowboys. And
Yeah, that's right. That's the way everybody felt.